one thing too that you and I've talked about is also that entire creative production pipeline, right? From the content creator, the director, the producer, but there's a whole crew behind that. Does NFMLA play in that space at all in supporting folks who are in that creative pipeline, so to speak? Probably not referring to it correctly, but the production crews and all that?
We really tend to focus on above the line, right? So we would focus primarily on writer director. I would say, there definitely has been a shift, with not even just within festivals, but within the film industry or media industry as a whole, as to where before, a lot of the focus and the spotlight was really on the director. And now, so much so, when you're having conversations, whether it's like a studio or a streamer or a production company or an agent or a manager, it's really about the content, right? The IP. So now, like, the industry, I think, has really seen a heavy shift in the conversation being about the writer, because that's ultimately where the story is coming from. We don't focus as much our programs on below the line. So, sound people, production designers, cinematographers, gaffers, grips, etc. There are a lot of programs out there, a lot of nonprofits that are really wonderful that heavily focus in those areas and have really great training programs built out. There are a lot of programs within the industry through the union for a lot of those jobs that I just mentioned below the line as IATSE, IATSE, and they've got, training programs for those kinds of career fields. A lot of that, tends to come from on-set experience or trying to get enough days to get in the union to sort of be in that pipeline for those kinds of jobs. But I think, writing and directing, because it is less about a specific craft, right? Like an editor has a very specific craft. A cinematographer has a very specific craft, lighting, very specific craft, production design, makeup, wardrobe, right? But I think it's harder to capture as easily and build a career as a writer director because it's not as straight of a shot.